Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Now today I'm going to give you a full room tour of a deluxe balcony cabin on board P&O Arcadia, which is one of the older ships in the P&O Cruises fleet. Now I was on Arcadia very recently actually for a short cruise from Southampton over to Rotterdam and back, and over those 3 nights I chose to stay in this cabin. Now, in terms of where we'll be on the ship, so we're going to go up to deck number 5, which is also called the D deck on here, and we'll walk relatively towards the front. So on a deck plan, the room you're looking for is D61. Now, this is classed as what I would expect to be a mid-forward cabin, where it's not right at the front, but also not close enough to the middle to be defined as a mid-cabin. Now, moving into the room, we'll come back to this first section that we've walked into in a few minutes, which is the sort of dressing area and the storage area. But what I'd like to do is take a full walk across the room, and then we'll come back and tackle each section individually. So the setup of the room is fairly standard to what you would expect to see from most what I would probably term deluxe balconies or mini suite category rooms, where you've got the curtain separating your living area to your sleeping area, which we'll come back to later in the video. Now on the left hand side you've got this desk set up, and opposite that you've got a sofa, which you could also turn that into a sofa bed if you wanted to accommodate more people in the cabin. Now working our way back across the room, the first thing that you'll see on this side of the bed is your drawer unit, which everything there clicks shut, so that if you are moving at sea, you're not going to be disturbed by the drawers opening in the middle of the night. And then on top of the unit you've got your phone, so you can contact other rooms using that phone, or you can also call ashore using that, but I would never recommend doing that unless it's an emergency, because that does come with quite hefty charges at times. Now on this side of the bed, you've got the exact same storage setup, and behind the pillow here, probably worth noting it's behind the pillow, is your light switch for the lamps beside the bed. Now those lamps, I found them a little bit strange initially, but you can rotate them round to make the lighting a little bit less harsh. Now directly opposite the bed, you've got your TV on the wall, which definitely saves a lot of room on the unit. And then you've got these really useful hooks actually stuck to the wall. Now, this is the first ship that I've seen hooks on the wall in this position. I would usually recommend that people just buy metal hooks off the likes of Amazon and take them with them. So actually, this ship having them there already removes the need to do that. Now, looking at this sort of working station at the other side, I guess you could use this area to do your makeup if you were going out. On top of the unit, you've got your tea and coffee facilities, so with this being a British cruise line, you get your tea and coffee on the ship. You've then got all your literature on the desk, and then underneath you've got your mini fridge. So general advice from me is, look, if you're not on a drinks package, take a reusable bottle with you and just keep that fridge full of water the whole time. Now in this little section at the other side, you've got your hairdryer and just some more storage, and then moving over to the other side of the room, you've first of all got your coffee table with your Atlas. I definitely found the Atlas a nice addition if you were on a longer itinerary. I never used it and found it a little bit random on a 3-nighter, but hey, nice to have. And then above the sofa, you've got 2 really deep storage boxes actually. So I'll open each of these individually, but you can see you'd be able to fit lots and lots in here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is head across to the other side of the room. Now, the first thing that we'll mention here is the air conditioning, which is one of the sort of turn it to the left for cold, turn it to the right for hot setups. It generally meant the fan in here was on all the time, but I didn't have any issues with it. It certainly never kept me up, and I'm quite a light sleeper. Now, moving on to storage, in this section here, you've got, excuse my backpack at the bottom there, that's not included, but you've got your safe, you've got your laundry bag. At the top of the shelves here, you've got your life jackets, if you need them, which hopefully you never will. And then moving across into this one, you've got your floor-to-ceiling storage with some more life jackets at the top, depending on how many people you've got in the room. Now, worth noting that behind that door there is your full-length mirror. So I've actually seen a few people complaining that they didn't have a full-length mirror, but the reality is you just have to open that wardrobe. Now in here you've got some more not quite full length hanging space. This is probably more for jackets or t-shirts or polo shirts that you'd put in here. You wouldn't be able to hang dresses because they would get caught on the shelves at the bottom. And then turning around, we'll move into the bathroom. Now, I think this is probably the part of the room that you can see the age coming through much more on this ship. Now, you've got your hooks on the back of the door, which most cruise ships will have that. And then going in, you can see, to be honest, a fairly typical, fairly non-eventful bathroom in here. Does the job, totally fine, and the really nice thing about this bathroom, which as a solo traveller, I don't get this very often at all, but it's got a bath in it, so I really, really like that. Now, moving over to have a look at the setup over here, first thing that's worth noting is that I usually really hate a shower curtain, but the material of this one was actually pretty good. It was heavy enough that at no point would that sort of drift over and stick to you, even in rough seas. So yeah, really, really good. And then you've got your individual shower head, which can go up and down. So actually, I'm just over 6 foot tall and I didn't have any issues from a height perspective in this shower. Now, moving back out into the cabin, one of the reasons why you pay the money to get a balcony on a ship is so that you can get the view outside. So I want to take you out and show you what outside looks like from this room. Now, interestingly, the door here doesn't slide the way that most modern cruise ships do. It opens outwards, which does limit what you can do with the furniture on the balcony a little bit. Balcony is a decent size. There's plenty of room here for 2 chairs, a little table, and also you saw on top of the other chair a little footstool as well. So while you can't lie out as a couple, there's definitely room that if you're in here on your own, you could lie down, or if you're in here with someone, you could definitely sit and have a coffee. And hey, that's it. That's all there is to show you from a deluxe balcony cabin on board P&O Arcadia. So I really hope that you've enjoyed a quick look around this room. If you have, and if you'd like to see more from this ship, please check out my other videos on the channel, where you'll find a full ship tour and also a vlog series. And other than that, please remember to hit subscribe, and I'll catch up with you in the next video. Thanks very much for watching. Bye.